Welcome back to another episode of RAYGO Reactions. Let's go! How are you guys doing? I hope you're all having a great day. It's a good day today. Do you want to know why? Because I am reacting to Dire Straits' Telegraph Road. Now, the other day I reacted to Dire Straits for the first time ever, and I listened to Brothers in Arms, and I have to say, ever since listening to it, this is no word of a lie. Every day when I travel to work, it's about a 25-minute drive, and I've just been listening to Brothers in Arms. It's peaceful, and just, I don't know, it puts me in a good mood, even though it's quite a ballad-esque type of song. But by the time I get to work, I'm just in a happy mood, and I think, that's how I feel as I'm walking into the office. That was good, you know what I mean? It's just beautiful kind of music. I also want to thank a lot of you guys, because you showed a lot of... The comments have been overwhelming, and a lot of you guys have supported the channel, subscribed to it. So, all you newbies, I just want to say thank you. The reason I started listening to the Dire Straits, for those of you who don't know, I was driving down the road and I listened to Beryl for the first time ever. It's on Mark Knopfler's... one of his albums. I still don't know anything about him just yet, and these guys. That's why I'm going down the rabbit hole. And I heard Beryl, and I fell in love with it. I did a cover of it. That's how much I loved it within like 2 days of listening to it. Here's a clip.
Beryl, the tobacco overtook her when he gave her the book, 'cause she was dead in the grave. After all she gave, after all she gave.
Guys, go and watch that full video. It's pinned in the comments below, and let me know what you think of it. Without further ado, let's get into this! Hooah! Let's crank it up. Full blast. That's cool. Guys, honestly, before we go into this, because I'm going to let a lot of this play out, because I want to fully get involved with it, and I'll give a better reaction towards the end. Every now and then I might pause it, because I just can't help myself. But one thing that I've noticed instantly off Dire Straits is he only hits the notes when he needs to. He doesn't ever overcomplicate anything. And I've listened to one of his songs, that Brothers in Arms, and he only plays within the space. He lets the song breathe, and he lets the other instruments just almost monotonously play like these drony notes. Listen to that high pitch. I think it's on the keyboard doing it, but it just plays, and it's just monotonously one note, but it sounds cool. That's what I'm liking, the background noise of Dire Straits. Do you know what I mean? The band. You hear it? Like, It's that suspense. Tension. He's changed his guitar.
Yeah, and a long time ago, come a man on a track, walking 30 miles with a sack on his back. Then he put down his load where he thought it was the best, made a home in the wilderness, built a cabin and a winter store. He plowed the ground by the cold lake shore. You're the travelers came walking down the track. They never went further, no, they never went back. Then came the churches, then came the schools, then came the lawyers, then came the rules, then came the trains and the trucks with their old, and the dirty old track was the telegraph road. Yeah, then came the mines, then came the yard, and there was a hard times, and there was a war. Telegraph sang a song about the world outside, and the telegraph road goes so deep and so wide, like a rolling river.
Oh, mate. On a level, he controls his guitar. Honestly, I'm a guitar player. I know what I'm looking at. And that's a man right there who owns his instrument and controls it. You can play guitar, but trust me, the guitar can still own you. And before you know it, you mess up and you're on stage and it all starts going west and you lose where you are. He will never be in that circumstance. You know what I mean? The lights can get too much. I've been on stage in my early days, and trust me, 1 minute you look at the guitar and you think, I know what I'm doing. The next, it all gets too much and it looks like Latin. Like, oh, you know what I mean? He's so confident and comfortable. The way you're not seeing it, he just rolled his volume knob. He's got his guitar. If you don't know the volume can affect tonality of a guitar and an instrument. It can be everything. If you have your guitar on volume 6, it's 1 to 10. 10 obviously the loudest. If you have it on 6, it can give you this warm, clean tone. Next thing, you stick it on 10, roll it to 10, and it creates this poppy distortion of... And I just seen him do it, and it honestly, don't take this the wrong way. I feel like he solos like me. That I am not giving myself this. I know what you're all thinking, Joe. Mark Knopfler's well better than you. I know, but what I'm saying is, I don't mean it like that. I mean it as in, I solo like him for a starter, because he's the king. But there's multiple millions of ways to solo on your guitar, but he chooses specific notes in the minor pentatonic scale. There's different scales to the guitar. I need to show you this. I've got the guitar bug, guys. This is a guitar lesson for those who don't know. There's scales to it, so like... But people can choose different notes in that scale. They could do the minor, like... So they might be choosing, like... But he's picking... He likes to stick to the minor pentatonic almost, like... And what you get with that... Like, people will play almost a major scale over a minor. That would make sense if you played music, but that gives it a more happy sound. He likes to choose the emotional, pentatonic, sad scales, and that's what I like to choose. I think the solos sound better, the more you can connect better with them. So when I say he plays them like I play them like him, that's not... because I've not heard of... I've only seen 2 songs, but... This is why I feel like I'm connecting with him so much, because I like everything he's doing. It's like I've been waiting all this time. No joke. This is like an epiphany. I've been waiting this all my life to hear this Dire Straits, because I am really connecting with this kind of music. I'm going to make songs like these. Trust me, you will see in the next couple months, I'm going to make an EP, a little album of 4 songs with songs similar, that Dire Straits kind of songs. Want songs that breathe, relaxing kind of vocals, on a level. These are sick. Nah. Holy moly.
Says tonight is gonna
Holy
freeze.
moly.
People driving home from the factories. Now you got 6 lanes of traffic. 3 lanes moving slow.
Genius. Wow. Oh my days. Nah, you're not, honestly. The bass. Oh. It's so in sync. They're not using notes. They're not even using a metronome. This is real music. This is real music in the moment. Emotional damage. Listen to the bass, and whenever the keyboard player hits the bass, the root notes of the chord, the deeper, lower octave chords, the bass player is perfect there with him. And then as it gets to the end of the phrase, listen to the bass drag its note out. It goes... It's little things like that my ears just go... Yeah!
Used to like to go.
Nah, sorry, guys. You ready? Did you hear that? On to the next beautiful chapter we go.
Used to like to go to work, but I shut it all down. I got a right to go to work, no work here to be found yet. They say we're gonna have to pay what's owed. We're gonna have to. They reap from the seed is sown. When all the birds up on the wires and up on the poles, they can always get out of this rain and this cold, and you can hear them singing out their telegraph code all the way down the Telegraph Road.
Oh my. So simple, the background.
And I'd sooner forget, but I remember those nights. Yeah, life was just a bet on a race. Between the lights, you had your head on my shoulder and your hand in my hair. Now you act a little cold, like you don't seem to care. But just believe in me, baby, and I'll get you away. I'm gonna get you out of this darkness and into the day. From all these rivers and headlights, from these rivers of rain, from the anger that lives on the streets where days name. 'Cause I'm on every red light from memory lane. I've seen desperation explode into flame, and I don't wanna see it again. From all these signs just saying sorry, but we're closed all the way.
He means that. He means them simple hits.
Down the Telegraph Road.
I'm going back. I'm going back. He means everything he's doing. They all mean what they're doing. Just watch the way he's hitting the cymbals, like with precision. Like, you don't need much precision to hit a cymbal, but you do. Yeah, you do, because there's parts of the cymbal to hit. You hit the wide a bit, it's going to create a different noise. You want to hit the bell, the very bell of the... It's going to create that bell sounding noise. I mean, it's not got to be that specific, but he means it. And it's the passion that he's given that makes it sound better. Because I'm seeing it happen. And you're making me believe it. Guys, I ain't joking. This is unbelievable stuff. Like, I am... on a level... I am... Nah. Let me just watch this.
Down the Telegraph Road.
Uh-oh. Pretty sure that's Bruce Springsteen on the drums. Makes me want to play. Rhino. I don't even care if you just saw my Rhino novelty slippers, my G. And what? That's something a man should never show, his novelty slippers. But you can see them. Because that deserved a standing ovation. Guys, I am not joking. They're one of the best bands of all time. I've seen 2 songs. Brothers in Arms. I take that back. I know of... I've heard of Sultans of Swing. I've never listened to it. I've heard it. Somebody left it in the comments. They went, "Oh, you're a guitarist, but you've never heard of Dire Straits." I've heard of Dire Straits. I've just not listened to their music. I've heard of Sultans of Swing, and I've heard of Money for Nothing. I know Money for Nothing, so I'm not going to watch that one unless you want me to and show you what I think of it, because it's one of the best riffs of all time. I've heard of Sultans of Swing. I've never listened to it properly. I don't know the lyrics. I don't know anything about it. The 2 real songs I know now are Brothers in Arms and that Telegraph Road. And that is a masterpiece. So that's 4 songs and Beryl off Mark Knopfler's one of his albums. That's 5 songs. One of the best bands of all time. I'm genuinely being honest. I am not, no cap, as the modern era is saying. Holy moly, Donut Shop. Guys, that's on another level of cool to me. Like, I have had the guitar book since I was 14 years of age. I have picked up the guitar ever since. That is everything I think of. That's everything I want. I would love to be in Dire Straits. I would love to be any member. The keyboard player, bravo. The drummer, did you see him with the one stick? Who does that? You could just do it with both, but man was like... I seen it. Did you? Cymbals either side. The bass player turning the outro of the song into a disco. Like... Man was in a... disco. Man was doing the Angus Young. He was kicking his plates of meat out. Nah, I'm sorry. On a level. The rhythm guitar player, bravo. Mark. I applaud you, my guy. What a cool geezer. There was one bit where he was just stood there. The bass player was giving it the Angus Young, and he was just like looking into the abyss, hitting the coolest of notes. He was doing these triplet effects, which I need to... guys, on the guitar, what's cool, and I mentioned this on the last video of Dire Straits, one thing about your hand, using your hand and not a pick, which I suggest to any guitar player out there, whenever I pick guitar up, I have a guitar at work. I'm a car salesman. I have one on the wall. When no one's in, I'm playing guitar. When I'm at home, I'll use a pick if I'm doing solos. But a lot of the time when I pick guitar up, I don't have a pick. You just get different sounds. But listen, he was doing these triplets. And what he's doing is, he's not even hitting the first 2. So... listen to the strings. I'm hitting 3 notes, but I'm doing it in rapid succession. And the first 2, you would call them ghost notes, because you don't play nothing. So I'll play the 3rd one. And he was... you know what I mean? And... the reason it sounds so cool is because on an electric guitar, it's going to resonate through the speakers. You're going to hear those as a percussive sound. And it was just like... oh, mate, not to... honestly. And the reason it's cool is because no one does these little... like... guys, this is what I'm saying. Not to bring it about myself, but I like to do that kind of stuff. I feel like I'm meeting... Is he my dad? Dad, are you watching this? Is Mark Knopfler my dad? Because on a level, I look up to Mark Knopfler from this day forth. Like, I'm speechless. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna try and make a song like these guys. That's my task. Try and make a Dire Straits type tune. It's gonna be a hard task. The breathing space that he gives it, the crescendos they were creating, the dynamics they were making, his vocals. Do you know what I like about his vocals? He never even hits the higher octaves. He doesn't go that extra step with the, and then I said, like, he keeps it in the lower range. He doesn't go up. And it's almost like you want it to, but then it doesn't even, that's what makes it good. He doesn't give it you.